Good morning, everybody. Lawrence Fleming here. Today's moving day. I'm packed and ready to head off to my new site. And I'm kind of timing this so that the rain will stop when I get there. It's still sprinkling a bit, so I can't. You can hear it on this plastic top over me. The storm's pretty big and most of it's gone. I got about a 45-minute drive when I get there. It should be pretty much done. If it's not, I'll just hang around for an hour. Got to find a spot. These are primitive sites, so they won't be a bed of decomposed granite. So there may be some water on the ground I have to watch for. That's all right. The hazards of camping, but I deal with them all the time. At least the rain has made it warmer. It's probably 45 because it's coming up from the south. You see, what I have to do is I have to do some work to get this, to keep this ministry going. I have to pack up and move occasionally. I have to set up, break down, travel, set up, break down, rinse and repeat. I have the t-shirt. Yeah. Most of the places I have all the comforts of home. Just got to get there. So I'm going to a county primitive site right now because I'm anxious to see what I've got, if all my equipment that I've got is going to work, if it's going to be what I need. Since it's only 45 minutes away, if I forget something, I can go back and get it. I managed to get some stuff out of my storage unit, got rid of some stuff. So I've got room I can get in there now and find things. It was a problem for a while. It's like, I can't find this great big tub full of whatever. And then when I move stuff out of the way, it's like, oh my God, it was right there. I didn't see it. Sometimes we have too much clutter. Now, if you have a house or apartment, you keep, things inside. I don't want to pack things around with me if I don't need them. I've got winter clothes on one rack and summer clothes on another. I just swapped out my summer clothes for some winter clothes. I've got 4 of these red shirts, flannel shirts. So if you see me in these, I'm not refusing to shower or change. It's just, when I get something I like, I buy an extra. All right, my message for the day, and I'm going to wait and do a Bible study later. There's no place outside to sit, and I don't really want to sit inside. I prefer to be outdoors. Is, how many of you are happy working? I'm not talking about the works of James. That's a separate kind of work. That's still work. But frankly, if you're enjoying what you're doing, it's not work. That's why, even though I said this is work, I'm kind of tongue-in-cheek that because I enjoy doing this. I'm staying at my first park, and then I go across the river to the other one. And I have to get out on the 28th of the second park, so I'll go to another county park to stay in the area, and then back to the state park again. That's my favorite park. I'm kind of in the middle of 2 good-sized cities, not Atlanta. I got Carrollton to the north and Noonan to the east. I can pretty much get anything I want. My son is supposed to come back sometime in December. And the landlord is basically asking everyone to get out. So he's going to be camping with me. I haven't told him yet. Now, he's an ex-Boy Scout, so he knows how to camp, but this may be a little bit of a shock. So pray for me when I have to deal with him. I'm not telling him first. I don't want to deal with him trying to figure out how to stay in Peru where he is. His 90 days will be up. He's got to get out, so. I'm set up with everything I need. I'm going to have to duplicate some of it. I'm quite happy in my big tent with my divider down the middle, so I'm not going to bring him in there. I'll get him his own tent, his own cot, his own sleeping bag. So he'll be fine. Anyhow, will he be willing to work? Sometimes we have to. We don't have a choice. Most of us living in this world today, we have to work. We're told that we will have to work in the soil, work to eat, to survive. That's very old biblical teaching. So to think that we don't have to shows you how far this country has come. With our big C, everybody stay at home and don't do anything. Our bodies are inherently lazy. The bodies are. Mind, we have to overcome that, but the body's lazy. That's why we have to go to a gym to work out. We have to do it in an environment that's set up for it. I used to have, when I was in my house before, I used to have a gym in the basement, and I dusted off 2 or 3 times a year. I had a gym in my basement, and I still belong to a local gym because it's just the environment. You got to be in the right environment. So set it up if you can. But we have to work, and we got too many people right now that are not working. Our economy is going to nosedive here in a little bit, and then we're going to have a lot more not working. Here we are, we're coming up on the holiday season where typically they hire a lot of people. Some places are still laying people off. That's a problem. It's a sign of the times. We're in a bad time right now, and there's nothing we can do about it other than to smile, grin and bear it, let the Spirit fill us with joy, because it's hard to find joy around any place else. My last video, I talked about not getting joy from others, but to get it from the Spirit. If it's an unpleasant place, if it's a sad place out there, you be the one that, through the Spirit, brings joy. Make somebody smile. Make that a goal every day. Make somebody smile. Especially if you go to a market and you're going to see these tellers all the time. Let them know that you're happy with your life, that everything's going fine, and that God looks after you. Find a way to do that. You don't have to put them under pressure. Eventually, if they see you enough, they're going to want this. You don't have to hold them down and cram it down their throat. Won't hold anyway if you did that. You want them to come up willfully saying, how come you're so happy all the time? How can I have what you've got? That's the key. And if you're doing that at work, you don't have to preach to everybody every day. Non-Christians don't like it, and that might get you fired. But you can be smiling every day. If somebody's miserable, the last thing they want to see is somebody smiling. But that you can do, smiling. They can't come up to your boss and say, I don't like so-and-so, he's always smiling. The boss will say, well, I'm not smiling now, so get out of here and get back to work. But you can take Jesus everywhere you go, and you don't have to talk about it. You can just simply share it. Like the smile. Be happy when you're working. For a lot of people, they don't work to be happy. They work to make a paycheck so they can come home and keep up with the Joneses. To buy it or pay for that new car. They probably already bought it. Didn't have any money to put down on it. They just financed that into it. And now they're going to be paying high prices for that for a long time. And then they go, well, I don't have as good a house as they do over there. I want a bigger house too. You can put that under debt too. You can finance your whole life. We're talking recently about the financing your college degree. If you don't think that was a scam, they're all in on it. They raised the price of college, so you have to take a loan out to pay for it because it's so expensive. Because you want to go to the best colleges. When my kids, my oldest was going to school, I told them, go to every cheap or free school you can. Your undergraduate work doesn't matter. You can go to a beauty college, whatever it takes. If the credits are transferable, it doesn't matter. If you're really into your degree and you want the diploma up on the wall, it's where you graduate from with your master's or your doctorate or whatever. Those are what matter. Undergraduate work, California, when I lived out there, had community colleges. They were either free or very cheap. Some states have free. Sometimes you have to apply and be in a low-income situation, but that's okay. If you're in that situation, you have the chance to elevate yourself. Now, the only problem with school now, and the only problem with colleges is they're places of indoctrination. Let's teach them all about being woke. And that's what they do. So a lot of the colleges, they turn out these kids that are going to go out there in the street and march and revel and do all kinds of things, because that's what they were taught in school. Their vocation may have been touched on, but they're going to spend more time on social issues. So if you don't know who Mike Rowe is, find him. The Dirty Jobs guy. He's all over the internet, and he and his mother writes books and he promotes them, and he does different shows. He's got a new one out, I guess, now that we're working on. The bottom line is, you don't need a degree to get a good paying job. It's called supply and demand. They're putting everybody through college. Nobody wants to go get a job as a plumber. You're going to make more money as a plumber in your second and third year than you are in your first year of college. And everybody needs a plumber, or an electrician, or a builder of something, homes or whatever. And if there's no homes being built, you can build decks. I mean, there's always things you can do. Working with your hands and your brain, and you can make good money. I think the numbers are, there's like 10 million jobs available in the country, and there's I don't remember the numbers. I didn't look them up before I got in here. I think there's more unemployed than there are jobs. You say, but the unemployment's only 2, 3, 4%, whatever it is. Yeah, those are the numbers that the government lies with every year. They find ways to fudge those numbers. Every administration has done this. So it's not just the current administration, but everyone has done this. They use the same standard algorithms. If you've stopped looking for work, you're not unemployed anymore. They take you off the list. People that have given up, people that have been taught to stay home by this big C treatment that they put us all through. It's a shame. They basically have destroyed this country from within. We couldn't have been destroyed from without, because we had the force, the power, the bombs, the planes, whatever. We could have stopped pretty much anything, or done equal damage to our opponent, so there's no reason to fight, because nobody wins. But destroying us from within, they've already destroyed us. I don't think we can get back from the precipice that we're on right now. But work. We have to work. Find something you enjoy doing, and don't let anybody else intimidate you or tell you, oh, you can't do that. If you enjoy doing it, then you will be happy all your life. If you don't like what you're doing, you will be miserable all your life, despite the Spirit. You can't stay in a negative environment continually. Now, the Spirit will get you out of it, or teach you to like it, but with your current attitude, if you don't like your work, look for another job. It's like, but I'm making way too much money. Way too much money for what? Is your debt too high? Pay your debt down. And do that smartly. Pay off the highest interest first. Pay the minimum payments on the lower interest and pay the highest on the... I'm not giving you financial advice, by the way. I have to make sure. This is for recreational purposes. Now, when it comes to God, I'm giving you good advice. when it comes to finance, anything that I can be sued for. I'm not giving you advice on it. I'm just telling you how I do it. Our earthquake predictor, they're coming after him. They don't want anybody knowing what's going to happen. They want you to just be standing around and an earthquake knock your house over and everybody die. They want people dead. And that's their motive for anything that they're doing now. They want people dead. They're not worrying about whether we've got enough heat or fuel oil to get through the winter. If you freeze to death, no big loss to them. This is Satan running things. He may not be down here, but he's got full access to the earth. And he goes back and forth. That's going to end soon. And I think we all need to know how to do the high five cheer when Satan is kicked out of heaven. We probably will be doing it in heaven. But it'd be good to have him out of there. The world won't be happy for a little while, but they deserve some of what they're going to get. Let's see, how am I doing on time? Yeah, if I tack a Bible study onto this, we're doing good. It's time for me to go load the last couple of things in my car and head on out of here. It looks like, because I'm heading west, it looks like I will be doing better. The ground will be wet, but it won't be raining. All right. Have a great day. Till we meet in the clouds. God bless. I'm going to include some video of my new campsite. There's the Chattahoochee River, and that's how close I am. Ground is still wet. The trees are still dripping, so I'm not going to be able to sit down and do my Bible study like I want. So I'm just going to continue to talk while I show you around. We are told that we have to work. And everybody in the Bible works. Jesus had a job. He was a carpenter. Paul had a job. He was a tent maker. When the Garden of Eden was created, even before we saw them fall, they were given the job of tending the garden. Got a little fire ring here. I'm going to have to go buy some firewood because all this stuff over here is just wet wood. Trying to see if I can get down. I'm not sure I can get down there. If I can get down there, I might be able to do some fishing. I think I am going to do some fishing this trip. But I may wait until I get on the other side, because the other side of the bank is the state park. So like I think I said earlier, find a job that you like doing, because you're going to have to do it to feed yourself and your family. Look at the top of the hill. There's a trailer. That's the camp host. And there is a restroom up there. Showers, laundry, everything's up there. Okay. Taking a look back. There's a little bit of a amphitheater up there. I don't think I'm going to be doing any preaching there, but if there was a bunch of people here, I could. Okay, I'm going to run into town, get this video uploaded, and do some shopping. Have a blessed day.